Namaste. This is Binu Kurian, the host for the show Dream to Destiny. Today, we are going to discuss about passion. Many of us who don't know what the passion is, many of us are still struggling to find out what the passion is. They're still trying many ways to discover the passion. Don't worry about it. Passion, it is true that passion brings you immense opportunities. Passion will help you to realize your dreams. But what will you do if you don't find out how the passion is? Now, some simple trick I just want to say is that if you don't understand your passion, if you have not found your passion, what the best possibility you can do is that try out different options, take some risk, try to love what you do. Then slowly will down the line, I'm sure you'll realize what your passion is. Passion will come to you naturally. So it may take some time. Today, I'm going to put you across a personality from Ohio, Mr. Pradeep Ramachandran, who's going to discuss with you through his life journey how he still enjoys his work by understanding his passion and how he finds time to, follow his passion. Sir, Mr. Pradeep Ramachandran, welcome to the show Dream to Destiny. My show is all about making people to realize their dreams and working together to reach their destiny. Maybe your inspiration words will make sure that a lot of people will understand the importance of passion. Thank you very much for joining from Ohio, sir.
Hello, my name is Pradeep Ramachandran, and I live in Ohio, USA, in a city called Columbus, and I've been here since 1995. The reason why I'm shooting this short video is because it was requested by Binu, who is from the first batch of students I taught at the Institute of Hotel Management in Kovalam, Trivandrum. He was always a standout student, very polite, very pleasant to deal with, and most importantly, he always keeps smiling, right? So that's one of the things that I have to learn from Binu is like, hey, how do you keep smiling, which I sometimes forget. Anyhow, about a week ago, Binu reaches out to me and says, sir, could you please shoot this short video talking about your journey through hospitality, etc., etc. So I'm just going to touch upon a few things and hope you enjoy it. So his first question was, why did you select hotel management? What was the driving force, right? So I'm going to go back about 50 years. I know many of you are like, oh, well, this guy is old, right? Yeah, I am. I'm almost 59. So anyway, so 50 years ago, I was about 9 years old. At home in Trivandrum, I used to get up in the morning and do small cooking chores like, rolling out puris for mom or, helping out in the kitchen a little bit. We were three brothers and no sisters. So, I guess I took on the role of playing the helper boy for mama. I enjoyed it and did small things, like make chamandi or chutney, help with, like I said, the rolling out of the puri or the chapati. So, I mean, it would draw me into the kitchen. I somehow liked it. My mom was a phenomenal cook. So, this went on for a few years, and when I was ready for college, for my pre degree, there was this course at Marivani was called Tourism and Hospitality. So I said, hey, this is great. My father at the time was heavily involved with the tourism industry. He was a director of tourism for the state of Kerala. And so somehow that may have influenced me as well. But anyhow, I joined the Marivanis College, got my pre-degree, and then a natural transition from that was to go into hotel management and catering, which I did in the phenomenal college in Chennai, in Adyar. We used to call it Madras at that time. It's the Institute of Hotel Management in Chennai. So did my course there, and the intriguing part was that once I joined the college, my focus completely shifted away from cooking to the front of the house operation. So I was mostly interested in the restaurant management aspect of it, banquet management, all of that stuff, right? So I leave college, graduate, and then I get my first job at the Taj Hotel in Madras, the Taj Coromandel, and went into the kitchen as a rotation. You have to go into every department. So I went into the kitchen. I thoroughly hated it because I don't know. It was the way people behaved, the way they spoke, loud, noisy, grimy, smoky environment. I did not enjoy it, but I did enjoy my stint as captain of their phenomenal Chinese restaurant called Golden Dragon. I was a captain there for a year or so, and then how from there I went to the Institute of Hotel Management in Bombay. Again, another phenomenal flagship institute, and got my diploma or the post diploma in hotel management. And then a few years later, I actually went back there to get my post diploma in teachers training in hotel management as well. So, anyhow, I worked in Taj for a few years, came to Kochi, worked at Casino Hotel. I was probably 24, 25 years old. I managed that hotel as resident manager for a few years. Came to Trivandrum and managed Pankaj Hotel. And that's the time I met with Mr. Simon, who I knew as the vice principal of the Institute of Hotel Management in Bombay. So he and I got to talk, and he said, "Hey, I'm going to be starting this institute in Kovalam or in that area." So anyhow, long story short, my father was with tourism department, so he and Mr. Simon talked. My dad pointed him to a beautiful location near the Samudra Hotel, where the institute still is. And long story short, the institute was formed, and I was the one of the first instructors to join the college. And I did that for 3 years, and I love teaching. So I don't know why, but somehow I was drawn to it. And of course, I did not teach cooking because, like I said, I was always in the front of the house. So I did front office management, sales and marketing, computers, although it was fairly new to me as well. So anyhow, I love teaching, and I think that was a natural progression for me. The shift from hotel, because I had the operational experience, and then the teaching somehow came to me, just naturally, I guess. And then from there I was with I wanted to go into further studies and do my master's in hospitality. So I was talking to Mr. Simon, and he said, "Hey, there is this college institute in USA called the Johnson and Wales University, which has got a tie-up with a lot of the Indian catering colleges." And I got applied, got admission, and I landed up in a place called Rhode Island, Providence, where the institute was, or the college was. Graduated from there with a master's, not in hospitality, surprisingly, but in managerial technology with a focus on computers. Don't ask me why, but that somehow was something that the dean of the university said, "Hey, Pradeep, you have got too many degrees in hospitality. Do something different, maybe an MBA that might help you get ahead even in the hospitality industry." So anyway, I graduated, and like I said, my passion was again in teaching. So applied to a few colleges to teach in the hospitality industry, but somehow that did not pan out. So I did not get into that. And then back then, as a student, when you finish your education, you only have like 90 days to find a job or go back to India or wherever you came from. So I kind of panicked, and this was in 94. So that's a time when computers and Y2K, I don't know if you know what Y2K is, that's the year 2000, when a lot of the computers could only handle 2 digits for the year, and a lot of the programming had to be done to make it allow to transition over to 2000. So a lot of companies were looking for people who could speak, people who could write, read, half intelligent. So anyhow, I joined my cousin's company as a programmer. So there you go. So from hospitality to teaching, and then now teaching into programming. It is frightening, right? So didn't know what programming was, but like I said, I did teach computer operations or computers in hospitality at the college. So I had some background about computers. I knew how to switch it on. I knew what it did. That's about it. So I did kind of an apprenticeship or a training for about 3 months. Got placed at a client site with a company in a place called Cincinnati in Ohio. And that was back in 94. And then from 94 until today, I am in the IT industry. I'm a program manager with Tata Consultancy Services, and I manage large programs or projects for various clients. So anyhow, so that's my story, right? So the challenges, of course, are a lot of it is created by yourself on what your challenges are because of fear of failure or fear of not being able to succeed, fear of disappointing somebody, maybe your parents, maybe a loved one, maybe yourself. These are natural things. So this happens. I did go through some of those, but somehow I think I had the goodwill or the blessings from many people who helped me or guided me along the way to transition from one to another. And so the challenges, yeah, every day is a challenge for many people, and I have my challenges too. But transitioning was not very difficult, especially from a hotel to an IT, from project management perspective. If you look at hospitality and banquets and large, outdoor events, it's all project management, right? So you got to make sure that the food is available, make sure the chefs are there to cook the food, the restaurant, the waiters are there to serve the food, the tables are ready, the chairs are ready. So it's all assembling and project management and logistics, which is pretty much what we do in IT as well as a program manager. So bringing resources together on time, within the budget, and etc. So it was, I think that was kind of a natural fit for me. Didn't have a problem. So in 2000, I said, okay, now I'm in IT, fairly established. I still want to teach. So I reached out to a couple of the culinary schools and colleges that taught hospitality courses, and I said, hey, can I come in and teach as a guest instructor some Indian cooking classes? So, and one thing that I'd forgot to tell was by then, all through this journey, I got married, had two children, and I got back into the kitchen fairly early on in our marriage, and because I really, that thing came back to me, and I've been cooking since probably 1988 when we got married, so that's been almost 30 some years that I've been cooking pretty much every day. I cook at home, and I love it, completely passionate about it. So that led me to this reaching out to universities and figuring out, hey, how do I teach? What do I teach? So taught a lot of classes, one day classes or half a day classes at various cooking schools in the US, which are very popular, and Indian cuisine is very popular there as well. So did that, and then I started doing some classes at home, and that went on for many years. And then I realized that, hey, every weekend I was traveling to do the teaching, just kind of becoming a little bit of a pain doing that. So I eased off on it, but the home cooking continued without any stoppage. And recently, I realized that with social media, I could possibly do some videos and put it out there, and hey, that's good, Pradeep, and then teach. So about a month ago, with all this COVID stuff that's going on, with people sitting at home not knowing what to do, I started doing a series of cooking classes for my friends' children. So I've got two groups that I call them sub-junior and junior, 7 to 9, and then 10 and above. So we do every other Saturday or so, I hold a class, all virtual classes, right, through iPad, and they all have me looking at them through their computers. And it's phenomenal. I mean, I do 3 items, 4 items a day in about 2 hours, and the chefs, as I call them, have to follow along, ask questions. I ask them questions so they get some basic understanding of cooking. So it's just fun, phenomenal work. I mean, I enjoy it, and so I know I've used the word phenomenal quite a few times, but somehow I feel that is the best way to explain what I've been doing. So anyhow, that's my story. So challenges have been there. I've been able to overcome most of them and transition between industries. But again, the passion comes back to you. It's like bicycling, right? You stop, but over years, you get back on a bicycle, and there you go. You're able to do it again. So cooking came back to me. Like I said, I started off in the kitchen at home, did not like it in the industry, came back to it at home, and then it continued ever since. So your passion should drive you, whatever be it, whether it's IT, whether it is drawing, whether it's painting, whether it's pottery, whether it's gardening, cooking, it doesn't matter. Whatever your passion is something that you can do to get into your zone and be at peace with yourself, and enjoy life. So Binu, thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk about me. I know I've talked quite a bit now. It's probably about 12, 13 minutes, but thank you very much, and wish you all the best. Keep smiling, and I'm going to try that too. Bye.
Maybe that professional journey would have given you some idea how to follow your passion, like change to jobs, finding it out to your niche, but still you're not sure how to go about it. Reach out to me where I can help you out, planning your career, understanding your passion interest, doing some passion test, understanding your aptitude. So join for me You can get me on my mobile number or my email ID to work with you, to work along with you to understand your passion, to make out your career for you. My name is Binu Kurian. I'm talking for Dream to Destiny. And today I had a lovely guest, Mr. Pradeep Rajvantharan. He has shared his experience. Looking forward to see you in my next episode where I'm going to discuss more about passion, how to discover your passion, what are the 4 ways you can discover your passion. Till then, signing off.